Most women know the feeling, an itch you can't quite scratch, somewhere between your shoulder blades. It's the prickling sense of being watched, the internal alarm that sounds when a stranger's smile lingers too long. We're told to ignore it, to call it paranoia, but it's a survival instinct, honed over generations. This radar is our oldest technology, so when a new kind of tech started acting strange, women noticed first. It began quietly, a TikTok filter called Echoes of the Past, promising to reveal hidden stories. Most users saw nothing, just a no-signal message. But in abandoned places something different happened. Videos emerged. Young women exploring derelict buildings, activating the filter with trembling hands. The camera would pan over decay, peeling wallpaper, shattered glass. For a moment, nothing. Then, the filter would lock onto a shadowed corner. A face would fade into view. Always the same. A woman, not monstrous but tired, with dark, sad eyes. Her expression was unreadable, somewhere between sorrow and anger, but mostly exhaustion. She'd appear for seconds, then vanish. At first it was a curiosity, a clever trick, but as more women tried it, they all found the same thing. They all found her. The filter became a digital haunting, a secret only some could see. And for those who saw her, the itch between their shoulder blades was no longer just a feeling. It was a warning and a call to pay attention. The filter seemed simple, just a vintage grain, a scanning icon, a low hum. For most, it did nothing, but in places abandoned by life, it came alive. Urban explorers discovered its secret. It only worked in true emptiness, where dust and silence reigned. In those places the hum grew urgent, the scan blinked faster, searching for something unseen. The face it revealed was a mystery. No match in any database, no famous missing person. She was anonymous, yet eerily consistent. High cheekbones, dark hair, eyes that pierced the screen. The image was degraded, like a spirit from a lost era. No matter the country or the phone, she appeared the same. Not a random glitch, but a deliberate portrait, embedded in the code. She haunted chateaux in France, mills in England, warehouses in Detroit. The technology felt less like an algorithm, more like a ghost story. You had to visit the haunted house to see the specter. The filter wasn't just code. It was a digital seance, summoning the same woman, everywhere. And the question grew. Who was she, and why did she appear only for some? The answer, it seemed, was hidden in the silence of forgotten places. The trend didn't go viral in the usual way. It spread quietly, through duets and comments. Has anyone else seen this? Women across continents posted shaky videos, all finding the same face. It wasn't about likes or fame, it was about confirmation. Comment sections became support groups. I felt cold before she appeared. My phone died right after. These weren't just glitches, they were shared experiences, woven with fear and empathy. The community was mostly women, comparing notes on the face, the feeling, the air in the room. They weren't chasing clout, they were chasing understanding. Each video was another voice. I see it, you're not alone. The network became a new folklore, naming the woman, the echo, the glitch witch. Theories bloomed. Was she a lost developer, an AI composite, or something else? The search for answers wasn't about the code, but about why women were the ones who saw her. The mystery was as much about the viewers as the ghost. In sharing their stories, they built a web of witnesses, and in that web, they found each other. Why a woman's face, and why did women see her most? The answer lies in the nature of fear and empathy. The face wasn't threatening, it was tired, sad, familiar. Women saw not a monster, but a reflection of exhaustion and being unheard. Exploring abandoned homes, they found a sister, not a specter. The filter turned decay into metaphor, the spirit of the house, the stories its walls absorbed. For women, the face was kinship, a symbol of being unseen, yet present. In searching for her, they searched for themselves. There are technical explanations, of course. Maybe the filter was coded to trigger in dusty, silent places, displaying a preloaded image, or perhaps it used facial recognition, finding patterns in decay, pareidolia, seeing faces where none exist. But why always the same face? Maybe the algorithm had a seed image, painting her onto every wall it found suitable. Still, the code explains the how, not the why. Why this face? Why these places? Why did it resonate so deeply? The technical answer can explain the chill, the sadness, the sense of being watched. The ghost may be a JPEG, but the feeling is real. The mystery isn't just in the code, it's in our reaction. What we see in the digital abyss, and what looks back, is more than ones and zeros. The haunting is in us, as much as in the machine. And that's what lingers. Abandoned buildings aren't neutral, they're loaded with fear and meaning. Every creak, every shadow triggers our survival instincts. In these places our brains search for patterns primed to see danger, and faces. Pareidolia thrives in the dark, in the dust, in the silence. For women, the fear is layered, not just ghosts, but the threat of real harm. Isolation means vulnerability, silence means no witnesses. The itch between the shoulder blades becomes a scream. When the filter reveals a woman's face, it taps into this deep well of fear and experience. The face isn't the source of fear, it's the confirmation. She's proof that something happened here, that the instinct to be afraid was right. The filter doesn't create the haunting, it gives it a face. And in that face, women find both validation and warning. The architecture of fear is built into the walls, and into us. The filter's impact says more about us than about technology. For generations, women's intuition has been dismissed as hysteria. The world tells us not to trust our gut, to doubt our own fear. The filter offered proof, an external sign that the unease was real. For many it was the first time a machine agreed, yes, this place is unsettling. It turned a feeling into evidence, a haunting into data. The quest wasn't about conquering fear, but about connection and understanding. Women weren't ghost hunting, they were listening, building community from shared vulnerability. The story isn't about a ghost, it's about who gets to define reality. When women's experiences are dismissed, they find new ways to be heard. They build their own networks of belief, with or without permission. They find the ghosts in the machine, because they've always known we are haunted. In the end, it doesn't matter if the woman was code or something else. The effect was real. The community was real. The validation was real. The filter held up a mirror to a world that ignores women's fears. It showed that when dismissed, people create their own evidence, their own folklore. Taking women's experiences seriously isn't about believing in ghosts, it's about respect. The filter became a parable for our digital age, encoding anxieties and histories into technology. The echoes are all around us, if we choose to listen. When technology confirms your deepest fear, are you relieved or terrified to know you were right all along?